ain't never catching a slack. Yeah. Me and my buddy, we working hard for this money. You know I've been in my bag, yeah. Buddy, I got it like that. Me and my buddy, yeah, we never need an understudy. Did it independent, we don't ever need nobody's money. Everybody calling me, they said they wanted something from me. Put me on a song, all of a sudden they be running from me.
Running from me like we playing good cop, bad cop. Crowd going crazy like it's Woodstock, can't stop. Every show I'm playing be like new girl, pants drop. Working way too hard, you're never gonna see the man.
What's up, guys? What's going on? What's going on? All right. Hope we're doing well. Hope y'all doing good. Feel free to share this everywhere, anywhere. We're going to be going over a lot in the market. Guys, it's a busy week. We have news, tons and tons of news. So I want to make sure that you guys get a ton of value. We're going to go over, I think, basically every currency, some metals and a little bit of crypto. In this, it's going to be hectic. So let's go ahead and let's make sure this is rolling. And I want to make sure that you guys feel free to share this everywhere. But I do want to give you all a warm welcome. You know, I see we got the squad out here. So what's up, Takeoff? I see you, Eric, Alexandra. What's up, Chris? Let's go. Requesting to record locally. You'll find it on my YouTube, bro. You'll be good. Don't worry. Just go to YouTube. It'll be there. All right. Awesome, guys. And shout out to everyone with their cameras on too. Always love to feed off that energy that you guys have. And then for everyone watching on different streaming, then always stoked to have you guys. So yeah, news is crazy. Guys, today, I mean, we had a lot going on today. Today, we saw Bitcoin break through a whole bunch of price that it hasn't seen in a very long time. I see the homie Abby's on, so she's probably stoked with ETH's price action too, and Solana and everything. So good to stuff. Juliana, what's up? Where in the world are you? Where are you, dude? Polo was good. Well, you know what I love about y'all? This is such a diverse group. Such a diverse group. We have people from the US, Europe, South America, Central America, Asia, Middle East. Amazing. So welcome everyone. We got Baltimore here. Last time I knew, I think you were in Lebanon. So yeah, Peru. Oh, Peru. Okay, cool. International. Amazing. So anyways, let's dive into it, guys. I do have some value for y'all. We're going to go over a lot. So, and everything's going to be shared here in the chat and all the chats. Wherever you saw this, you're going to get the charts as well. So Chicago squad. All right. I love it. All right. Well, let's dive into it. Feel free, like I said, free to share, right? This is open to anybody really, but let's dive in. So earlier today, we had some pretty nice setups with metals. We had some nice setups with indices as well. Waiting for a couple things to go down. We did see US 30 reject one of our zones, but I'm actually waiting for NAS. But I'll go into those things in a little bit. I know not everyone here trades indices, right? And actually, before I go even further, you guys let me know. Let me know in the chat. What do you trade most? What's the favorite? Who's the top traded currency, metal, indice here? You let me know, whether it's indices, peso, that's different. ETH, EU, Euro, gold is boo. Okay, I see y'all. Mainly indices and metals, same. Gold, US 30. So it's like metals, US 30, Polo says forex got my heart. You'll learn someday. ETH, GU, GJ, EU. I hate metals. All right. AUGU. Okay, so a lot of majors as well. Forex, indices, USDCHF. All right, someone a little different. I love it. All right, cool. So the good thing is we're going to be going over basically all of it. And so you guys, make sure you stick around here because you're probably going to have to watch the recording because we will be going through a lot. So let's go over what to expect for the week. Yeah. Now, today was actually the only mellow day that we're going to have in the market. And ironically, it's the day that crypto saw the most volatility. So I'm going to briefly cover Bitcoin and ETH and maybe what to expect going forward. Right now, most people are ignoring crypto. And then once it gets, really good again, then everyone's going to give it attention. And by then it'll be a little bit too late, but I won't go into too much on that. So this week, look, you guys can see it. Look at how many red folders. You probably can't even count how many red folders are up there right now. We have GBP news in about 5 hours. Then you have back-to-back Euro news events. And for some reason, we have a super late Australian news as well. So you have London sessions hot, and then you even have Australian getting in the mix in Europe in London session, which is actually pretty rare. So we have that, and then you have pound news again. So this week is heavy London session. I'm actually curious. Does anyone here even trade London session? So drop a London in the chat if you trade London session, and then drop an NY in the chat if you're a New York session trader. Let me see kind of who we got going on over here. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of news. London, New York, London, New York. Who does both? Drop a both in the chat. Both. Late London. Yo, there's a good mix of London session traders. Both. Y'all are savage. Yeah. The reason that y'all are different is because I know most of you here right now, you're in the US. That means y'all are staying up late and getting up early, or just not sleeping at all. So I mean, I gotta give it to y'all. You guys are on another level. What's sleep? Feel that. My first 18 months, I would say crackhead trading. That's a fair way to put that, for sure. I worked for Red Bull when I started, so I had like unlimited Red Bull for my first like 18 months of trading. So I definitely can relate to both. 100%. So shout out to y'all. Y'all are wild. So cool. Because there's a lot of London session traders, and I am going to go over pound and euro. And so anyways, tomorrow starts off with a heavy London session, and then you'll see dollar news events. And then again, later tomorrow in the Asian session, you'll have more Australian news. So tomorrow, honestly, this is one of the heaviest news event days I've seen in a long time. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different times during the day where there will be intentional volatility driven into the market. So it's gonna be a good one. What I will say is this: do not feel like you need to be in everything. Don't allow the market conditions to control you. It's the other way around. The market's going to set up just like it does every other day. Things are just going to happen a little bit faster. So either the market's going to set up in a way where, you have, it's either going to set up so that you can take an opportunity in the future, or it's going to trigger one of your entries in the first place. So my recommendation, what we're going to be doing during this session is, one, figuring out what are the best setups overall per currency, if any, because I'll be real with you, most of these may not even have anything ready yet, but it could set something up. So we'll set alerts for not just when, but also where, what price. And so right now, if you know your schedule, I would recommend set an alarm 15, 30 minutes before the news event. That way you're ready, you're prepared for the moment. I'm probably not going to trade London session, even though there's a lot going on. It'll depend on what we do right now and what markups are happening. If we got something really good, it might be worth staying up a little bit longer. But then again, I'm going to be up for sure by 7 a.m. So we'll see what happens, right? That's just Tuesday. Wednesday, we have Euro news again, and then CAD news. So CAD makes its debut for the week. Then we have a CAD news again. The good thing about this is that I will be doing a live session during tomorrow. So tomorrow's news event, I'll be live during that New York Open. And then Wednesday, same thing. So we'll be able to actually do a lot of this together on Go Live. Right? For those of you that are plugged in on our live trading sessions in the morning. And then Thursday, again, London. So actually Thursday, we do have Euro, but it's actually going to be during pre-New York and New York. So Thursday, London session, it will probably have some volatility, but the high impact news will be later on. And then Friday, we wrap up the week with some more New York session. So my recommendation for you is the following. take a look at everything that's happening, figure out what works best for your schedule. Right now, basically within the next 45 minutes, you'll kind of have a better idea of, okay, this is what I want to wait for. This is where I maybe set up a limit or market execution. And this is just forex stuff. There is a couple extra things that I want you guys to know. A couple of things that most people don't know, but I'm going to give you a little heads up. I'm going to show you some sauce here. Now, most people don't know that there's actually hidden calendars. There's hidden calendars for metals, energy, and crypto. So take a look at metals. Now, this Wednesday for metals, you'll have this extra setup here. Well, there will be a couple news events that will drive market behavior. So at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, this is going to move gold and silver. Maybe it does something unique. We'll see. And then Thursday, we have a whole bunch of news as well. So take a look at the difference between metals and then the forex calendar. So forex calendar, we already know that there's going to be some volatility at 7:30 on Thursday, but on Wednesday, we don't really see the metals calendar. So you do want to switch over and kind of get a better idea. So if you like trading, because I saw a lot of gold, silver in the chat. So take a look at the metals calendars here as well. If you don't have this, I will go ahead and share this link because I do see that a lot of you have. Let me know in the chat if you've never seen this before. If you've never seen the metals calendar before, this is something that I noticed not a lot of people. Never, right? All right, here you go. So there it is, guys. There's the link. So you guys have it there. And then let me go ahead and share this on the, hold up. Let's see here. Why is my chat? Is there no chat going on right now? That's unfortunate. I know we got people live on YouTube too, so I guess I can't drop it there. I'll figure that out later. But anyways, we have that. And then energy. If you guys trade oil, drop an oil in the chat. If you do trade oil, you also have an energy calendar. Now I don't know many people that trade like natural gas or anything, but you do have the inventories that come out for oil. And then you have advanced GDP here as well. So if you guys do trade oil or natural gas, things like that, then here is the link to this as well. So there you go. Now you guys have 2 extra features. First time, amazing. I'm glad you guys already have something to take away. Love to see it. Remember, this will be available on my YouTube too. So, all right, now that we have all of this news, don't get overwhelmed. Relax. It's going to be okay. We just start from the beginning. So we'll tackle on a couple different things. We'll tackle on pound, GBP. We'll tackle this on first so that everyone can, especially because I saw a lot of London session traders here. So let's tackle on all the GBP pairs, and then we'll go from here. Let's see if there's something that stands out that will give us a good perspective in the market. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to go 4 hour to start, just so we have a pretty decent understanding of where we are in the market, where we are in the range. So, all right, let me go ahead. Let me close out of a couple things. All right, perfect. So Euro GBP on the 4 hour level, we're seeing structures overall bullish. Right now, what I'm seeing is that, we just made some higher highs from last September, so about a month ago. Structure's bullish, a little bit of imbalance, but what I will say is this, guys, I don't really see an entry. Now, what do I look for entry? For those of you that have been trading for me for the last 4 or 5 years, you have seen me 5 years now, I think, 5 years trading with what we would call, smart money, institutional concepts. I look at it as if like understanding narrative, understanding the intention behind why price moves, the psychology behind retail traders as well. And so with Euro GBP, I don't really have a blatant entry. I don't see it yet. But what we do have is a lot of liquidity. So what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't really look for buys quite yet. So with Euro GBP, again, this isn't something that I'm going to be trading per se, but I will add that I wouldn't be in buys yet. I think there's a good chance that price goes below these lows, at least to liquidate, to eliminate all the people that take these buys at levels of support, at these floors, they're vulnerable. Their stop losses are super predictable. So I would stay out of the market with Euro GBP. On top of this as well, you're seeing the market create, if you if you've learned retail patterns and things like that, you'll see that this is also creating a downtrend, right? This downtrend line. So there's a lot of also retail sellers, and this is squeezing. Looks like a flag. So one way or the other, it's either going down, then spiking up, or spiking up and spiking down. This is what I see happen. So I personally, I don't like trading in indecision, in consolidation. I want to just I'll let Euro GBP show its first move. I'll stay out of the market. I'm cool with that. So Euro GBP, what I won't do, or here's what I will be doing is nothing. Nothing with Euro GBP. I'm chilling. All right, cool. When I see you guys are sharing this, like I said, feel free to share. From here, we have GBP odd. GBP odd. So with GBP odd, if you guys zoom out again, what do you see? The market's been cruising. It's been bullish for about a week or so. I know I don't like Euro GBP. It's just choppy. It's not my thing. So what I am seeing with GBP odd, there's just a lot of, this is coming pretty high. Like it just keeps pushing without any major pullbacks. So I do think its time is coming for a pullback, and this is dropping. And so again, I'm staying out of GBP odd. Nothing that stands out to me as well. What we're really looking for is some pretty just clear signs of retail buyers or sellers entering the market, an institutional position, and then us just trading the mitigation. So what does that even mean? You'll find out soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just quickly scan over a lot of these so that I'm not wasting your time with ones that just don't really speak to me at all. And I have my first setup that I actually really like. Strange. I don't really trade this, but GBPCHF. So for those of you that are maybe really loyal to a specific pair or to a specific asset class, I'm actually kind of the opposite. I don't really care what it is that I'm trading, because at the end of the day, human behavior is the same in any type of investment, in any type of market. People are the same. So what I look for is that I look for human behavior, and it can happen anywhere. So even when I am doing and when I am trading something different, I'll keep this in mind, and I'll usually keep in mind a correlated asset. Yo, are you cooking something? All right. I just want to make sure nothing was burning. I was like, what's that smell? So, all right. So here's what I see, right? I see retail buyers buying this up right here. And then I see this push down. Do you guys notice how there's out of nowhere, there's this really aggressive behavior down? Now, most people would see this as a lower low. But what happens is the market quickly recovers, and then it even gives us a higher high. But not only that, it actually stays up here. So what we see is the following. We see retail money entering the market right there. Then we see what I would call an institutional movement, right? Institutional positions are opened here. There's sells, intentional, massive sells, drive price down. From here, the market, as soon as it gets down to here, it's like, all right, cool. We're done with this. So let's now go where we were going to go anyways. So this is where you can first, and I will put this right here. Here you had the previous high, the higher low, the higher low. And now not only did we go above this previous high, but we've stayed above here. We've held very strong. Like we've really traded price above, and we've stayed up here. What you want to be careful with is you don't want those just like spike up where the market just kind of flies and then crashes right back down. You don't want that. That's not a true sign of a structure break. So here we're confirming bullish structure. She's cooking pips. Yeah, that's fact. For sure, for sure. So this is the first setup that really looks good. It looks good. Now, there are some other ones that look similar, but GBP, CHF, we may be seeing a pretty big push down, but let's zoom out just a little bit. And then let me look left to make sure, you know, could we be looking at a sell maybe? Could anything like that make sense? It's not my favorite. No, I'd rather wait for a pullback and then a continuation. So let's get to this. Here's the 15-minute time frame. We just use time frames to get perspective. That's it. Higher time frame helps us with direction. Lower time frame helps us with precision. So here is GBP CHF. So there's the pound chef right here. Here's the first one, GBP CHF. There you go. So my London session traders, here's the first setup for you to start. Y'all have it right there. Let me go ahead and let's see here. These are private videos. How's that work? All right, whatever. So I'll pull these up. I'll get these cooking in the Pip Talk. All right. So this is for October 22nd to the 27th, I think. So we got GBP CHF. Cool. First setup. From here, I'm taking a look at GBPJPY, and I do see opportunity. I do see opportunity. However, there are some signs that makes this slightly sus. Just being real. And it's this. So we have this swipe, the push down. You guys see that here. This pushes it down, clears out retail buyers, and then the market just goes full send, right? Here you had New York open, and GJ is just like, all right, let's to the moon. And we saw it push like 100, almost 150 pips. So really volatile day for GBPJPY outside of its session. So it is what it is. Now, the problem with a buy down here, the setup alone makes sense. So if you're zoomed in, you see price spike down, clears out retail buyers, explodes to the upside, gives us higher highs. Price is trading up here really well. Okay, great. We have pound news here at 1 a.m. Central Time, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Cali time. So, okay. But what's the problem? The problem is there's a tons of liquidity down here too. So what that means is that there's a natural incentive for price to go further down and go below this level to liquidate retail buyers. So could it reverse from here? Absolutely. Could it completely fail and go even lower? Absolutely. So at this point, you have to ask yourself, is it worth the risk? Is it worth getting into the market here and taking this to the upside? Now, at this point, I mean, I think we could, if it does reverse from here, based on how small, my bad, but based on how small of a zone it is here, it's got a pretty good risk reward. So what I would do is this: whenever I'm like considering, you know, okay, one, do I change the risk percentage that I would employ to this trade? If I'm regularly going to risk 0.5% or 1% for an A+ setup, what would I be willing to risk with this, if anything? So you may change that. I can go, you know what? I'll go 0.25% risk. Or let's say I do trade 0.25% risk, which I do with a lot of my capital. Okay, then I'll do half of that, or I'll do less, maybe just 0.1% of my money. But the beautiful thing is, especially if it's a high reward and it looks like it just based on the market, it's showing us that it can do a good risk reward. Then even if you risk less, you still come out making a pretty solid amount. So if let's say your risk was 1% and the market goes 3 to 1, cool, you did 3%. But what if you risk 0.5%, but then the market goes 6-1? Okay, you still did 3%. So I'm willing to go lower risk percentage, but extend my risk reward, which makes it very much worth the setup. However, I never really trade just looking at one pair on its own. And what I mean by that is I like to look at the correlations between different currency pairs or different assets. So gold and silver, I never just take a silver trade. I always want to know, okay, where is gold at in its market structure? How is it positioned? With GBPJPY, I can take a look at GBPCHF and I'll see, okay, you know what? Maybe I take a swing at GJ, maybe, but I want to see where GBPCHF is at. So I'm actually going to use an alert and I'm going to place it right above this, where the market starts to tank. And so in the zone for GBPCHF, I would be looking for a buy. And actually, more specifically, I'd be looking for a buy like right here. So in the middle of this range, we've seen price kind of reverse off of this level, this 1.0850. It's taken a reversal a few times. So I'm cool with taking a setup right here. And then the risk reward is pretty good. You know, we have a 3-1. That's, I mean, pretty likely you're trading within the range. So even if, let's say, it reverses, but then the market actually just wants to keep going bearish, there's a pretty good chance I just catch a reversal, even if the market shifts momentum. So, all right, cool. Yeah, I like this for sure. So I'll give you guys here a new chart for GBPCHF once this thing decides to load. Oh, there we go. GBPCHF. There you guys. Here's a new chart. So now going to GBPJPY, what I want to see is this. When GJ gets down to here, where is GBPCHF? Are they in similar prices? Like what's going on? So if we're in a deep pullback on GBPCHF and GJ hasn't gotten to the zone yet, then yeah, it'd be worth taking a swing at it. So we'll see. Now, so here's GBPJPY. Again, I have a little note here just to give you guys a reminder that I'm not just automatically going to take this. I do want to look at the correlation as well. So the liquidity reduces win probability for this, could still be worth taking with reduced risk due to a good risk reward as well. Always look at correlated pairs for more clarity. Now, again, these are things that I've just picked up over the last 8 to 9 years trading. It makes it so that there's just less unnecessary losses. One of the big things that I learned was it's not about winning all the time. It's about also just not taking dumb losses. What up? Oh, we got the boy, Kevin. What's good, bro? So here's GBPJPY. Again, I do lean more with GBPCHF, but we'll see. Good risk reward, could be worth it. We'll find out soon. GBPNZD, similar situation, like pound setups are looking decent. Like they're looking pretty decent. Here you saw GBPNZD sweeps this liquidity. So you have pound Kiwi right there. You see it then sweep these lows and continue. So I'm curious to see where is the rest of the market going to be priced at when we get to these areas. How do these compare to one another? So there's a couple decent setups. Honestly, a couple pretty decent setups. So GBPNZD set an alert as well. For me, having unlimited alerts is so clutch. So clutch. So let me make sure I'm copying these over so that I can send everything to y'all once we have everything set. And then last one here, GBPNZD. I see y'all are sharing this out. I wonder if we can get to 200 on this session. I think that'd be kind of lit. What y'all think? Can we get to 200 just on the Zoom too, not even including everywhere else? Y'all let me know. All right, here's GBPNZD as well. Cool. All right, so that's 3 setups. And we're just looking at pound. What about GU? Similar. GGU looks pretty much similar to GJ, right? Push down, market goes up. You guys see it. You guys can get it. So that takes care of the first and maybe second GBP news that we have going on right now. One at 1 a.m. Central. So in about 4.5 hours. After that, an hour and 15 minutes later, you have the euro. You have the euro. So if you guys have any euro setups that you want me to look at, definitely feel free to share it in the chat. I'll review 1 or 2 real quick. But I'm going to give a look at euro and see if there's anything worth taking, if anything is setting up. Let's take a look at this. So euro setups, let's zoom out real quick here. Euro odd has been on a run. Euro odd's been pushing. Really has a lot of aggressive movement to the upside. However, there's no clear indication of reversals. There's no setups. Again, there's not really much going on. Here, similar to the other ones, it kind of sweeps the low. It's very short. It's very rangy. I'm okay with this. I'm good with staying out of this. Euro CAD, similar. Nothing that really stands out to me. It's pushing very bullish. Like the euro has been pumping. Pound has been pumping. But nothing here that is just screaming, hey, consider a buy or consider a sell. Remember, when you see resistance like this, that doesn't mean to go and sell this. That means that there's a lot of very predictable retail sell positions in the market here. So if anything, this is telling me just stay out, mind your business, stay out of the market. You got Euro CHF, similar situation, lots of liquidity. Nothing that I want to really get into. We already talked about Euro GBP. Euro JPY, kind of like GJ, but it's leaving liquidity imbalance. So a lot of these setups have been going up quite a bit, but we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more proof before we go ahead and take a massive sell to any of these things. If anything, take the last 2 weeks of metals as a warning. Everyone has been trying to sell metals over and over and over and over again. And I'm gonna be real. I kind of kept laughing. I was like, yo, like, give it a break. You know, like you don't have enough proof, especially when you're looking to swing trade everything. As soon as I finished the swing trade about a week ago, and all of a sudden, for some reason, like, everyone was just sending me charts of like the craziest predictions. Like, oh yeah, this could go, 4,300 pips. I'm like, you're in the middle of a range. Why would it reverse right now? I started getting indices setups where it's like, oh yeah, I can reverse right here, right now, and it's gonna go to 35,000. I'm like, what? Like, yo, like swing trades are rare, guys. Like they're not always setting up. They're not always setting up. So, okay, for example, Euro JPY. Okay, we're at the peak of where it's been for a couple months, almost 2 months. Okay, it could start to set up for a big pullback. This I understand a bit better. But if you're inside of a range, guys, there's a good chance that the market could chop up and you're going to keep swinging at it. And you're going to be up some good risk to reward, and you're going to keep leaving money on the table. The dangers of swing trades is the amount of money you can leave on the table if you keep swinging for the fences. You got to know when to swing big, and you get an advantage because you can look at the market structure. So I'm just saying, you don't have to go big every single time. Believe me, 2 risk reward can be something that unlocks freedom for you. It could even be less. So let's move on. Let's look into a little bit more. EURNZD. Okay, this looks pretty clean. Now we actually looked at GBPNZD as well, right? So we saw this one looks clean because look at the setup, almost identical. You could tell there was retail buyers entering the market here, support. And this happened Friday, Sunday, and then you see price drop. They drop price intentionally. And then off it goes. And price, not only did it go above this high, but we've traded above here now for the last, the last 16 hours. So this is bullish, for sure bullish. The only way this doesn't continue going higher is if it just happens to poke underneath because of some correlated asset. So as long as, if we're looking at Euro pairs, and if EURNZD kind of gets into this zone last compared to the rest of these Euro pairs, I do like this buy quite a bit. So I'm definitely for this. And let's zoom out a little bit, right? Let's get a better understanding, more context towards where we are in the market. Okay. So look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour has been pushing since early October, and EURNZD has gone up 745 pips in the last, 13 days? Question for everyone. If I see a good buy setup right here, should I swing trade this? What do you guys think? Should I swing trade EURNZD? Should I go for hundreds and hundreds of pips? Should I take this to the moon? What do y'all think? No, no, no. Why? Why not? Why shouldn't I? Are you denying me pips right now? Take it to Mars. I like the attitude. Why not? In the middle of the range. It's at a really high place in the market, for sure. Not even the middle. Like we out here. Like this has been cooking. Look at this. We're at the highs on multiple levels. The 4 hour, the daily. Oh, this is nice. Nice. This makes sense. Like if you would have been talking about swing trades over here, 175, different. That's a low for months, different. But buying and then holding this till who knows where, it's just, you're vulnerable, right? You're vulnerable. So is it worth trading? Yeah, for sure. Is it worth holding for a ton of price action? Not really. So I am willing to take a setup here though. So here's what I'm interested in. I like a buy over here. We have Euro news as well in a few hours. And worst case, I want to take this. So you guys see how this just made it kind of like a low for us. And then right now, this might be it might be pulling back. If the market reverses from here, the first place it could reverse from would be right here where these lows are at. So you could see the market push and then play off of this structure. It's possible. The next point would be the previous structure as well. Now, if we were at a lower range and I'm like, you know what, it looks like we have a lot that we can keep going, I would say, hey, cool. You know what? Let's take this to higher highs. We'll use our fib tool. And we'll go, hey, look, 886 pullback. That generally can take us to a 14.6. I'd be like, all right, let's take this almost a 9-to-1 lit. However, market's been cooking. It's been pushing pretty aggressive for some time now. I'm going to lock this in at 3-to-1. Keep it more conservative. Just because we may have a chance of going further, does that mean I need to? No. Imagine you're like, you know what? No, we're shooting for this up here. You get the 3-to-1, you take nothing, the market reverses, and it just keeps going down. You just left 3 times more than your risk on the table. So I like this setup. Under a different circumstance, maybe we would take this further out. Because we've been pushing so much, I'm okay with just taking my money right here. So EURNZD 3-to-1. Hope you guys are learning something. If you're getting some value, if you learn something new, drop some 9s in the chat. All right, let's see here. Okay, I just want to make sure y'all still with me here. So here's EURNZD. All right, so let's move forward. The 9s. I'm new. If you're newer, remember guys, if you're brand new, make sure you're hopping on my, go to my favorite sessions or the boot camp that we did. It's featured on tradehouse.academy.com or on Zachary and Jordan's channel. You guys can see it there. If you want to learn exactly how I trade, then make sure you just go check out my favorite sessions. And if you're not learning from anyone right now, then yeah, shoot me a message and I can get you the next steps so that you're not completely lost in this process. All right, Euro USD. This thing's cooking, it's pushing. It's been very bullish, very, very bullish. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. So where are we approaching? Euro USD is interesting. What happened over here? So we zoomed out a little bit now, right? Okay. We saw here was the high from September 20th. Now, I could be wrong, but this reminds me of maybe an FOMC, September 20th. Yeah, let me double check real quick. I don't want to be overconfident on these dates here, but I feel like that's FOMC. Oh, look at that. It is FOMC statement, federal funds rate. This is the one though. Federal funds rate. All right. See, my memory is perfect. So yeah, that boot camp is life-changing, huh? I think once you start trading, dates are a little bit more, I don't know. I feel like you kind of like lock into these dates a little better. But FOMC, federal funds rate, we saw a massive spike to the upside, and we actually took this sell. So, I didn't even think about that. I definitely didn't hold it like this, but we just got triggered into this sell about a month ago. And had you have held this whole thing, sheesh, over a 23-1, obviously the exit would have, it had to have been perfect exit. The entry was borderline perfect, but the exit, wow. I think our exits were like right over here. So it was still a great trade, but we sent this thing. Look at that. Look at that. Made some daily lows. We went below lows that we hadn't seen since March. Sheesh. All right, anyways. So with that, all that being said, when we look at September 20th and how price traded over here, this is what I have to show you. This is where the news event went out. Actually, right before this, we had a huge spike to the upside before the market just melted. So I want to highlight this for everyone so that we can see, could we have a selling opportunity as well? Could there be sells coming here shortly? So let me go ahead and draw this out. I'll use the replay tool. Guys, one of the best backtesting tools that there is this bar replay. You can go back and just to find and get more detail on your setups, use that tool. It's very, very useful. And let's go look at the price action from the past. See, I remember now. This did happen. Price spiked up, and then we had the federal funds rate, which was this movement. This dropped price down. So out of nowhere, price just drops 60 pips. Then you have the FOMC statement. So, Powell pulls up, grabs the mic. He's like, here's some bullshit about the economy real quick. And then the price just goes down again. And so we actually already played off of this. So, all right, this already taken care of. So on the 1 hour, it looks like it's just a massive imbalance. But what we really do know is that on the 15, price already traded up here. We filled this thing and came crashing back down. Okay. Interesting. GBPJPY with buy limit? No. GJ, definitely not with the buy limit. GBPCHF, I feel better about that. GJ, you're going to want to see where the rest of the pound pairs are at before you take a swing at GJ. So, okay, look at what happened here. This was the FOMC statement from right here. this was, yeah, what's going on right now? Hold on. All right, there we go. This thing is tweaking. So this is what we're actually looking for. This is taken care of. Now let's see, did price come back and trade from here? This is what I want to know. Right over here. Now we can zoom out some more. Let me see what time frame I can look at this from. I like to give myself a lot of clarity. You want to keep your charts squeaky clean, so there's not just unnecessary chart work or anything like that. And here we go. Take a look at this. We haven't come back to the zone yet. Okay. So let me ask you a question now, my beautiful students, savage snipers here. Price gets to here. Is this worth taking a swing at? Like actually swing trading this? Price gets over here. Would it be worth taking down? What do you guys think? Yes. Yes. Full swing. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is a good opportunity. Why? We're in a 4-hour range. Like we are actually in a nice zone here. This could come down pretty deep. And bonus, look at how much liquidity is over here. Retail buyers, they didn't get, nothing happened to them. More retail buyers, nothing happened to them. More retail buyers, nothing else happened. All right, this looks good to me. I think we can get up here and then this can definitely make a drop. So where would I be looking for sells? I'm gonna be real with y'all. Here's what I'd be doing. It's about a 20 pip stop, give or take, for me. And this zone that we have here on the 5-minute on September 20th, when FOMC statement news came out, here was the spike up before it dropped again. So I'm trading off of this structure. Here's where I saw resistance prior to this big spike up. Here's where I think we can get a reversal again. And that leads to our entry right here. So where could I take this to? If I'm going to do a full swing at this, I'm going at least to these lows. We're looking at like 105.25. We'll take it to the quarter right there. 8.6 to 1. I'm for it. This is good to me. Now, in the process to going there, now many of you will struggle to hold the trade that long, and you don't have to. Not just struggle, but you don't have to do that. If you've been trading for under 6 months, I want you to actually exit this trade beforehand. One, because you will lock in, right? You'll lock in whether it's demo profits or real profits, assuming this goes our way. And you're going to build your confidence with your trading. You're going to build your confidence with following your own instructions. If you've been trading longer and this is something that suits you, then feel free to hold this longer. But this 2-to-1, in my eyes, is a very, very high probability exit. And I'm actually going to draw here. I'm going to put the 2RR exit right here. So this is 2 risk reward right there. Great. Now, if you're trading just structure, you know, like, hey, based on what the market's moving, there's a ton of imbalance here. There's very likely that if we get a nice sell-off, then we can actually get to this level too. And look at that. This puts us at a 4 risk reward. Now our exit is based off of the market. This would be rebalancing it. And maybe this just wants to keep going bullish and doesn't want to take care of any of this. Okay, cool. Then a 4 risk reward, that's a proper exit. So there's your 4 risk reward. I actually really like this 4 risk reward. If anything, I'd say this is kind of the happy medium. If you believe that the market will continue to work its way down and this is going to continue to go bearish, then you can take this to all the way down to this level where we have these equal lows. And this is an 8.6 risk reward. Now let me zoom out just a little bit. Let's go to the daily and let's see. Is the market going to keep pushing its way down, or could this be just a little pullback. Now, when I see this from July, this just kind of tanked. So for 77 days, the market was in just a strong bearish push. It really wasn't until the last couple of weeks that the market kind of started to shift momentum. So looking at this, do I think the market's going to go and make lower lows? It might not anymore. It really might not. Could it take care of this liquidity over here and maybe get down to here? It could. But you know what? I actually feel like I'm okay with the full risk reward. I'm okay with the market giving us something like this. We take care of this imbalance. Maybe it goes down further. That's fine. But locking it in at full risk reward, I like that. It feels good to me. It seems like a really probable exit. Taking this to 8.6, I'm like, I could see it just reverse without us a little early. And I'd rather lock in 4 than nothing. So let's do that. But yeah, when price is in the area, instead of a limit to refine risk reward, you can go lower time frame. Yeah, you did. You could. So with a lower time frame, and the entries is, I'm just giving you an entry based off of prior price action. So we saw here, price just has given us historical reversals at these levels. So that's what I'm looking for sells now. Could I wait for the market on the 5 minute to give us a distribution? Yeah, we could. Again, this is a 1 from like 1 to 4 a.m. The market's going to be just, it's going to be cooking. All right, let's see. That's good. So in here, could you get, a typical setup like this, where it creates some liquidity, and then you see a shift in momentum? Yeah, you could. But I'm okay with just having a 20 pip stop based off of 4-hour structure and just taking this. So if I get another setup like this, yeah, I'm in. And that would be a second entry for me. But here, I like this enough for sure. All right, so here is the setup. Hope this makes sense. For my, I know EURUSD is arguably the most popular currency pair that's traded. So yeah, thank you. Hey, my pleasure. Appreciate y'all. EURUSD, there you go. I'm gonna go a little bit over today. Is that okay with y'all? Can I go a little bit over an hour? Is that cool? We cool with that? Let's go. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Sick. All right, so Euro, that's kind of the big one that I'm seeing right now. It just looks really clean. If I go in down to a smaller time frame and I look for maybe possible buy setups, we have EURNZD that looks like we could have a good buy, and then we have a frozen computer. There we go. So Euro odd looks similar, but not quite there. Let me see if I should close it. I'm got Apple TV open. My Notion's open. Y'all better be documenting your trades. By the way, if you're not, y'all already know where to go. But y'all stay not doing the basic non-negotiables. EuroCAD, liquidity, not much. EuroCHF, liquidity, same thing. And Euro GBP, we already talked about that. Cool. So, all right, we can move on now. Now we've taken care of pound news, Euro news, and this is what we're expecting for basically the next 24 hours or so. From there, you also have Australian dollar news. Now, I'm going to do a quick run through Australian setups. That way we can see kind of, is there anything that's worth taking here? All right, so y'all are cool. Okay, cool. We're about to get into indices and a quick little look at crypto as well. So give me a sec here. I told you this one's going to take a minute. So AutoCAD it's just not it for me. I see this huge drop and maybe we get a reversal there, like somewhere down here, because we do see a pretty big sell-off. But it's just not my favorite. I don't really trade much Asian session anymore. RCHF looks decent though. Huge spike down. The downside to this, guys, who can tell me why this trade could be a loser? Why does the probability go down a little bit on a setup like this? What do you guys think? Already grabbed liquidity. What kind of? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I pushed down and it took care of retail buyers, but what else did it do? Who can give me an answer? I'm gonna draw it while you guys are typing up. But it kind of makes what? Right? Relative equal lows. It makes new equal lows. Exactly. So then now we have a vulnerability because, well, we don't know when these lows are going to be targeted. The market could come down, give a nice reversal. It could do that. Or it could not. And it does this. Both can happen. I'm willing to stay out. I'd give this like a B minus, C plus setup. We can do better. We can do better. JPY. Okay, so look at this. Market sweeps the lows, takes care of these retail buyers, starts to work its way higher, pulls back. Look at that. Right into where we had to sell off. Boom. Buys, off it goes. So, okay. JPY looks good. Now, if we zoom in a little bit, we can kind of see a shift in momentum now. Market pushes up. It's starting to work its way down. Now, 15-minute is still bullish, but we see this continue to work its way down and give us a low. We could be looking at possible sell in the future, but the market would have to keep going down. We'd have to, you know, get lower lows, trade down here, and then maybe we work our way lower. But there's a lot that could and needs to happen. I'll place an alert, but we actually have to have things happen. This precise sequence. If the market were to just pull back right now, I'm not really feeling the sells. I'd want to see the market give us a lower low first. Then, okay, we can talk. So I'm okay with this. I'll have it kind of in the radar. I have an alert set. We'll see. First, it's got to clear this low down here. Hold price action below, and then we can see something different. That was JPY. Here we have EURNZD. EURNZD is like the Asian session equivalent of Euro GBP. So like the two correlating pairs are just put together. And this is what ends up happening most of the time. Choppy, just trash price action. It's just consolidation. It's just messy. It's not. This ain't it. Not for me. EURUSD, we saw it spike below. Price came back down. Off it goes. Okay. And yeah, cool. So that's it for me. Euro odd. All right. So Asian for the Australian, nothing speaks to me. So what does that mean? That this 3 a.m. news event, this might be what liquidates positions and then sets us up for maybe another setup later in the week. So for now, chilling. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift from forex for a second, do a quick look at these indices, and the setup that makes to me that's just screaming buys is the one right here with NASDAQ. So I do have a deeper pullback that I'm still waiting for. US30 already got to this point of interest, but I'm not interested in buying US30 because NASDAQ has a long way to go. So US30 did come into this and we got a good reversal, healthy reversal here, and then it came back. Predictable. Why? Because NAS hadn't gotten down to its levels either. And so here we are now. This to me does make sense. And we're waiting for some pretty good buys in this area. And as of right now, I would definitely let this run a bit further out. This could be a pretty sick buy. Beautiful imbalance at 945. Yeah, and the funny thing is, during New York session this morning, as we saw this spike down, I literally told everyone, I was like, man, I got a feeling this is just the liquidity grabs and this is gone. But not enough, because my second thing was, where do I want to place my stop loss? Because we saw this peak lows. And I'm like, yo, we could pull the trigger, but it would be without knowing if we're going to continue bullish or not. So didn't pull the trigger. That's fine, because at least now we have a higher quality, higher probable setup that we just have to wait for. So I think this could definitely happen this upcoming New York session, if not sometime later in the week. But this is my pick for indices. I can take a quick look at S&P, but I kind of already assume, yeah. So NAS is a little bit more bullish still, probably going to be the one that gets to these lows later than everyone else. So NAS100, this is the setup. ¿Crees que NAS suba y luego baje? No soy seguro todavía. De verdad no sé. So here's NAS. Now, did I share that EURUSD setup? Did I drop that in here somewhere? Go 2 hours. Y'all, okay. I see y'all. 2 hours. No, I gotta let y'all get some rest. Oh, I did put there. Okay, hold on. We're good. Let's see here. NAS 100. Okay, so now we can go back and I'll do a quick run through metals, and then that's basically it. And then I'll just take a quick peek at Bitcoin. But from here, we've already looked at basically everything else. Because of how much we've looked at, we've basically seen all the majors too. So here's a quick look at everything. NZD USD. I mean, it pulls back down, but it chops its way through. So I think we've already taken care of that price action. EURUSD, we talked about it. GU, USD CAD, there's a lot of liquidity up here. So at some point, I think we'll get up here. Nothing for me to take. USD CHF, it's consolidating. We could be gearing up for some buys. And these are not just any buys, right? We would be looking for possible swings, considering that USD CHF has been dropping the whole month, but as well, there is equal lows. So nothing yet. We need a bit more proof, but we are in a massive one-sided movement. So USD CHF is one of the pairs right now that could be setting up for some swing trades. But we just have to let the market give us those signs. Not there yet. Okay, so metals. Metals real quick. We had the setup this morning. It missed my entry, but it came into our zone, but it missed my entry, which is like 5. It was what, less than 10 pips away. And here was the sell-off. They drive price low below all of these lows, eliminating tons of retail buyers, filling some imbalance. Then we see price get above this price action and trade up here. During that New York open, the market spikes down, slams down a good 100 pips or so, just gets into the imbalance, and where you've seen these previous levels of support, not fully into the imbalance. So it is what it is. And the market now has traded from here. So that's fine. Nothing else I can do. But when we zoom out, I mean, we are way up here. Right? We are way up here. And on the weekly, we can see we've gotten above these highs. This went way beyond. No one expected gold to shoot up 2,000 pips, basically. It was not in anyone's plans for the most part. I'm grateful that I caught about 1,500 of this. And but you know, to close out the week, last week, we got above here just to come right back down. So could we be setting up for major reversals. And we just need a little more detail first. Everything is still bullish. 4 hour is bullish. The 1 hour is still bullish. But what we did see a shift is we did see a shift in momentum with gold, but it was fake. It goes below, and people get sold this idea that now we're bearish on gold. But when you look at how price moved down, it immediately came back up. So that's why we really are more in of a bullish position with gold. And even here, right, gold goes up, comes crashing down. Is it worth selling up here? Honestly, I don't think so because of this low. We could keep going higher. If we take a look at silver, okay, well, silver came down to here, pulled back, and then it came right back down again. And it traded all the last few hours down here. So could silver be giving us earlier signs of bearish structure? And it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. So silver, I do feel much better with selling, especially considering that we've been seeing how much of a struggle silver has had to go up compared to gold. Gold has been cruising. Gold went all the way over here. Silver still not even closing above these previous highs. If anything, the structure that we just got today, it already engulfed Friday's candle. So we could be seeing the beginning of a massive push. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you be willing to swing sell this down? Considering we've gone up so much, would it make sense to swing this down? I think so. And especially because silver is more bearish than gold is anyways. So could be worth it. And you don't have to, be married to a swing. Could be your intention, and you can just see, okay, how is this reversing? Does it make lower lows? Is price, staying bearish? Is it worth it or not? But taking a look at this and looking at price action, I like the way that price is moving, and I think I'm willing to see this unfold and see if price gets down to here, gets up here before we sell again. And looking at how much retail sellers are in, there's a chance this goes fine. Our JPY, I'll take a look at that here in a second because that was an alert we had just set. So taking a look at this, I think we could see price, work its way back, at least to these lows. Now, again, we do have fundamentals tomorrow with the dollar, and then we also have fundamentals with metals. So this could very much happen within the next couple of days. Here is silver. And my recommendation would be use your alerts. Use your alerts. Silver. So this is XAGUSD. Look at that. Silver looks a lot cleaner than gold does, to me. To me, silver has been much better price action compared to gold for the last few weeks. So that takes care of that. And then we're going to wrap up with one more thing, and that's going to be, what in the world is crypto doing right now? Oh my goodness, 34? We're in the 34s? I blinked. Yo, what? Okay. Sheesh. Now, this is really doing its thing. Come on. Is anyone in Bitcoin buys right now? No bull market. You think we back bull market and in full effect? I don't think so. Nah. I checked Twitter a little earlier, and their responses made me feel pretty good about the fact that this is not there yet. So okay. So what's good though? Where can this go to? What should you be expecting right now? I think we can hit closer to 37.5. I think that's a possibility if this thing is willing to load something. Okay, cool. Zoom out. So right now we already saw the market tap this structure, drop, and then went right back to it. So I do think we're going to be closer to this 37.5, 38,000. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I think I had it marked up here on Coinbase's data sheet, maybe daily. All right, so when we zoom out, the last time we saw these prices were in 2022. So I need to go show you 2022, and we're done. After this, we're done. All right, y'all can go home, get some sleep, or not. Maybe you get excited. Oh, by the way, next Monday, same time, same place, we'll be here. So definitely get into the groove of hopping on here and being plugged in. Robert Kiyosaki said Bitcoin to 135K. Right now. I mean, I think eventually, yeah, for sure. But will it happen right now? I think we go lower than 15K first. That's my prediction. But what do I know, you know? All right, so let's take a look at what's happened here. This is when everything came dropping in May of 2022. So this is having a hard time right now. But here we go. This is, I want you guys to see what was going on. So May 2022, price did this. I believe this was also an FOMC. So FOMC or federal funds rates, this just popped the market way off. You know, we had that like little poke into 40K and then the imbalance and then the down it went. So I think we're going to see 38.5, 39, and then from there we could see reversals. The difference is this. We go above this slightly if Ethereum is dragging behind. If ETH is dragging behind, then Bitcoin goes slightly higher than what I just mentioned. So let me see here. Where is the chart that I just drew up? Here we go. All right, so this is Bitcoin. Here you have it. This is the FOMC statement. The market goes up like 1,500 pips over 15 minutes, no, 45 minutes. And then it tanks. It doesn't come back. So I think I like this 39K for sure. 39 looks solid. That I think is the next, kind of the next target. We're at 34 and change. We might stall out around 35, 37, but I think we're almost on a, obviously there's no certainty. There's no guarantees, but we're on a pretty good path to hit this 39.40. At that point, I feel like belief is going to be so beyond high. And I think that's when people get stupid. And I think that's when we're going to see this drop again. So I think we honestly get to 40K relatively fast. And then I think mistakes happen. And I mean, this is cool as recorded. So either I'm going to sound like a G later or not. But I do think we'll hit right around here. And then back down we go. So let's see what happens. 39 and change. And then from here, hit right around 12.5-ish. That's what I got. That's what I got in the books. And this is based off of actually not even 12.5, a little lower, 12, like right around 12. And that's just because I still see a massive sell-off open here. But yeah, market's pushing right now. This is giving people a final chance. If I was in like massive drawdown with coins or something and the market's just going bonkers right now, I would be looking to get out at break evens with stuff that you've been in drawdown in since like 2022. That's what I would do. I mean, that's just what I would do. Now, before I wrap up though, what I do want to point out is this is Bitcoin. Now, from that moment, this was week of, May 2nd. We're right now around 786. If I pull up ETHUSD, I want to see, kind of how price is comparing. And I look at this where is May 2nd? And I think this is roughly the same structure here, right around here. And this is what happened. So ETH has had a harder time pulling back. ETH has had a much harder time getting into getting back to those levels. So let me go ahead and see this. You see that, yeah, of course, right now it's starting to pop off, but it's not even at prices it's seen since August. It hasn't broken the high from April, hasn't broken the high from last May. So looking at price action here and the federal funds rate and FOMC statements, we got a long way to go. And I'm not sure I'm curious to see where we stop. Maybe we stop in here around the 2250. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into this real quick. And this is how we'll wrap up here. But what happened with price over here? So here we have it. This is what this is the equivalent of what I saw in Bitcoin. And this would be having ETH get back to 2,800. This is definitely a possibility. However, the market getting to this, what I'm really curious about is this. This is how the market played out. Consolidated, ranged, and just worked its way down. Here's where we have imbalance. One of the last imbalances that we saw was getting below 2250 and then working its way down. If Bitcoin reaches that 39,000 level and ETH is kind of trading in this structure, we might drop. Otherwise, if it doesn't hold, then ETH is going to go push to past 2,800. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking at. I'm curious to see what happens and where price is at, how everything lines up when ETH gets to 22.5. And from there, where Bitcoin is going to be sitting. Because the way I look at the market, I can't trade one asset class. The market is all connected. It's all one big happy family. So I have to consider everything and what's on the chessboard, because it's one big chessboard. You just have to learn how to see it. So right now, ETH is working its way. All right, let's go back to the weekly. Here's the new candles. Haven't quite gotten there. And we definitely haven't gotten over here. So these are the main levels that I have. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split screen Bitcoin and ETH. And we'll wrap up here. So depending on what happens, There's two main areas that pique my interest with ETH, and there's one that piques my interest with Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin reverses from here, it's solely because everything's on the same page. And we just tapped 35K with Bitcoin as we speak right now. So there we have it. It looks like we're going to actually go above 40. Just looking at how this appears right now. Huh? 42? And it says 42, I think. All right. So anyways, here's ETH versus Bitcoin. I think we keep pushing, but I will say this. I was saying that we haven't seen enough pain in the market. I really don't think so. So ETH versus BTCUSD. And here's the chart. So cool. ETH, BTC, well, ETHUSD, my bad. BTCUSD. There's a chart. Awesome, guys. Good stuff here so far. I hope you guys learned something. That was the literally entire market overview, basically, not including stocks. We'd be here for too long. But let me drop all of this in one batch. This whole thing is recorded, so you guys can just pull up to my YouTube. I'll drop the link to my YouTube here. All right. So there, I'll upload this basically right now too. But there you guys have it. Lots of setups. Many of them may not happen right now. So you don't have to use your alerts, right? You don't have to be just a slave to the markets and have your eyes on the charts. Set alerts up. There's nothing that you can do. Remember this, and this might be humbling and maybe it helps you, but you don't do anything to the market. You have nothing, like, not to say you're irrelevant, but we have literally no influence over the market. Doesn't matter how long you keep staring at the candles. You're not going to do anything to it. So set an alert, optimize your schedule, and let the market come to you. So appreciate you guys. We'll be here again next Monday, same time, and we'll see what happens next. So anyways, for those of you that are on Go Live, make sure you're plugging in. We'll be obviously going over this every single morning. And if you're not plugged in with us, what are you doing? Plug in. And anyways, remember guys, journal your trades. If you're not